Hello, once again, welcome to Maths with Ish. Um, Yesterday, I was able to explain to us what bearing is all about. That bearing has to do with the angular relationship between 2 points. Okay, so that's just what we were able to establish yesterday. Please, in case you haven't watched that video, please endeavor to watch that video so that you can follow up with this. Now, we have two types of bearing. We have the compass bearing and the three-digit bearing, or you call it three-figure bearing. So these are the two types of bearing we have. Now I'm going to try as much as possible to explain these two bearings within this short limited time. Okay, so both bearing makes use of the four cardinal points. Our four cardinal points: north, south, east, and west. Okay, both bearing makes use of this because this is what gives us direction. Now, when we talk about the compass bearing are ways of representing bearing using these cardinal points. It could be north 40-degree east or south 53-degree west, or just something like that. So whenever you see a bearing given in this format, you know, given in this format where the cardinal points are given, and then we have an acute angle in between. The angle there must be acute, okay? Must be a number less than 90-degree. Then it is called what? This kind of bearing in this format is what we call the compass bearing. Now, one thing about the compass bearing is that it has two starting points, either the north or the south. You can start from the north or the south, and that is why the first cardinals, the first letters can either be N or S. It can't start with this. There is nothing like a bearing starting with west or east. This is wrong. So it could either start from north and south, and it could move in both directions, both clockwise or anti-clockwise. For example, if I want to represent this north 40-degree east, what this simply means is from the north, move towards the east at an angle of 40-degree. So this is just a representation of this. Why this means from the south, move 50-degree towards the west. From the south, move 50-degree towards the west. 53-degree rather. So that's this. That's for this. So you can see our movement here. I moved clockwise. Here I move what? Anti-clockwise. So for compass bearing is just one of the formats of representing bearing using the four cardinal points. But take note that it will either start from the north or from the south, and it could move either in clockwise direction or anti-clockwise direction. Okay, now let's go to the next one, which is the three-figure bearing. Let's talk about that briefly. Now, when we talk about the three-figure bearing, sometimes we call it three-digit bearing. Okay, now it's just a way of representing bearing using 3 digits or 3 figures. For example, I can give you, instead of writing bearing of 3-degree, it could be written as 003 degrees. 25 degrees can be written as 025 degrees. So putting your bearing in 3 digits, these are examples of three-figure bearing. Now, one thing about the three-figure bearing is that you can see from this three-figure bearing, we don't have any letter preceding or ending it. We don't have maybe north on it or south on it. We don't put those cardinal points when representing the three-digit bearing. Okay. Now, but one thing about this three-figure bearing or this three-digit bearing is that it's always start from the north. Now remember I said that both bearing makes use of the cardinal point, but for this three figure bearing, you start from the north. That is already the starting point, and it moves in a clockwise direction. So the movement for a three-digit bearing is clockwise. So if I want to represent 135 degree now, I'm going to start from the north and move the clockwise direction. If I get here, this is 90. 135 should fall in this quadrant, and this is 135 degrees. Okay, so that is how to represent bearing. If I want to represent 25 degrees, I'll start from the north, move in a clockwise direction. I get to 25, I stop. That is 0.25 degrees. So these are the two major ways of representing bearing. Okay, so I hope this made sense to us. Thanks for watching. Please remember to like this video, share, and to subscribe. Have a nice day. Bye.